Welcome to the Niche Pursuits podcast. Today's interview is with Van, a publisher who's making $25,000 a month before Google's helpful content update. What happened after that? Well, we all know this story. It wiped out 90% of his traffic, and he dropped to making only $3,000 a month. He had to lay off most of his team and was barely breaking even. But instead of giving up, he pivoted. Now he runs two new websites, one driving over 300,000 sessions a month from Facebook, the other getting over 100,000 sessions a month from Pinterest. And he's now back to earning over $10,000 a month. It's a story of resilience and a story of coming up with a smart strategy and working hard to execute it. And that's the story we feature today. Finally, English is not Van's native language, and yet he was kind enough to join us and share exactly how he did all of this. So let's get into it. All right, welcome back to the Niche Pursuits podcast. My name is Jared Bauman. Today we are joined by Van. Welcome, Van.
Hi, Sheriff. It's my pleasure to be here, and thank you so much for inviting me. Uh, I'm a bit nervous, so yeah.
You told me before we hit record, I think you said this is your first podcast interview you've ever done. So I'm going to try to make it very easy on you. I couldn't let you get out of it, though, because I have been a bit captivated by your story, which we're going to get into today. You're very generous in offering to come on here and share it with us. From a high level, we've got a classic case of a content creator that was building and doing really well. And then we had helpful content update, and then we had after. And we've tried to feature stories of people doing great things afterwards. And today we've got another one of those stories. So before we get into all of that, because we're going to break it all down, we've got a wonderful agenda prepared. Before we get into that, maybe tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe what you were doing prior to content and internet marketing.
Yeah. Let me introduce myself. My name is Van, Van. I was a web developer back then in 2019, working for a startup in the KL, Malaysia, even though I was from Vietnam. And that the tech startup, and it's somehow related to the SEO too. It's the price comparison platform. Uh, and my web publishing journey started in 2019 when I bought a starter website from the Human Proof Design.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, if you still remember that name, they're
I
still
do.
operating these days. But back then it was more popular, I believe. And now, fast forward to now, I'm running a portfolio of website with traffic mainly from Facebook and Pinterest. Last month, our website had nearly 500,000 sections. Um, and they earned me about $12,000 last month. Uh, and I have a team of 3 full-time, 3 part-times, handle pretty much everything from end to end. Um, that's pretty much about me. Um, one more thing I think I can mention is that I survived the helpful content updates. Before the helpful content update, I made around $25,000, and right now I made around $10,000. Uh, yeah,
So you
that's
you
pretty.
you you basically were, I mean, you're referencing some of these great old school names like Human Proof Designs, and the era of content websites obviously was pre HCU, post HCU. You referenced helpful content update, making $25,000 a month, and then a huge drop off, and then now back to $10,000 a month. So we're gonna probably focus the story on post HCU, and maybe tell us from a high level, like, how many websites were you running that made the bulk of that $25,000 before the HCU? What did they drop to immediately afterwards? And then where did you choose to put your focus going forward? Because depending on how big the drop was, a lot of people might consider walking away. So, how many websites were you running? What did you end up dropping down to? And then how did you end up making some decisions around where to go next?
Yeah, that's the story about the rise and the fall. Before and after FPU. But let me tell my story, like from 2019 first. Um, yeah, it will be repeated a bit, but my first serious try about web publishing is buying a content site from the human proof design. Back then, it was founded and managed by Dominic Wells. I think after some time he sold the business. At that time, I pay $1,500 for the website. It's a starter website with an H domain. It was a tech product website monetized by the Amazon affiliate offer. It's quite a typical website back then, right? Um, I grew the site to earn more than $20,000 per month using Google traffic alone. It turned out to be one of my best decisions back then. Um, the website monetized with the MediaVi S, and I managed to get the website into the MediaVi Pro because it was earning around more than $100,000 a year. That's the number that you have to reach before you can get into the MV Pro, right? Uh, our best month back then were $25,000 a month. That were 1 or 2 months before the helpful content update happened. That update destroyed on my website.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, including the biggest one, the tech product one. And I tell you, it's not about the content quality, and I will show you why. But let's back to the story, right? Um, when the helpful content update happened, I run a tech troubleshooting studio. We did buy a lot of TV, projector, and AV device to actually test and review the product. I have a team of 6 full time in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, and the business cost me around $10,000 a month at that time. And right after the helpful content update, our earning went from like $20,000 a month to barely $3,000 a month.
Ooh.
I will be young, stressful. Uh, just think about the next salary, something like that. And to counter the unlucky event, I went online again. I cut my team in half, no more office, and on the cost that can be cost, then can be cut, were cut. Uh, I managed to make the team cost run under $2,000 a month, and we survive. Um, Fast forward to today, we are making around $10,000 a month from Facebook and Pinterest traffic. With the breakdown number is like 300,000 section from Facebook last month and 100,000 section from Pinterest in the same time range. I think the business is more diversified now, more healthier now. Thankfully, I don't care about watching the Google update anymore. And I'm sharing a lot of my number on the X.
That's where I found out about you is some of the stuff you were sharing on X. And so, I mean, you've pivoted completely away from Google traffic. You're now Facebook traffic. You're now Pinterest traffic. And where's the tech website at this point? Did you walk away from the tech website and start new projects, or is all of this traffic from Facebook and Pinterest still going towards the original tech website project?
Um, Let me think about that. How to put it. The tech website is really hard to write traffic from the social platforms such as Facebook or Pinterest. It actually have a pretty good uh amount uh of Pinterest traffic. Um, but the landscape, I mean the potential is not there, so that's why I'm not focusing too much on it. Um, like it's 1 years ago, we managed to write about 2,000 sections per day to that tech website using the Pinterest traffic alone. Right now it's less than $1,000 section a day because we just private to the home decor website. The one that is more Pinterest friendly, I believe. And right now the tech troubleshooting website is just sitting there, um, silently driving about $1,500 a month for me without our team doing anything on this.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, so we've got Facebook and Pinterest. Maybe it would be best if we just start with one and then move into the other. I'd love to hear your strategies for how you grew on Facebook. You commented before we got on air that you thought that the Facebook side of things is more difficult but more rewarding. I'd love to hear more about that. And then, if we can, let's get into some of the tactics you used to grow. I believe you mentioned, I wrote down 300,000 sessions per month from Facebook is phenomenal. So let's get into that.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm excited to share about the Facebook. And I really want to share the doable action, doable strategy, not something high level. Um, let me go first with the story. Facebook traffic did not come easily for me. I tried it 3 times before making it work for us. Before the helpful content updates, I knew Facebook traffic is a real thing. From the hashtag community. Yeah, it's run by John, right? Um, and back then they member named James Pence who share a lot about his number. In 2021, he managed to write about 2 million um page view from Facebook alone, and his RPM at that time is more than $100. Can you believe that? Yeah, that guy a bit, and I believe him. Um, so the Facebook idea is not that hard. It's really simple actually. You pay upfront to get the follower, and using the Facebook advertising. That's the beauty of the game because you pay upfront, get the follower, build a pay big until some point, let's say 20,000 followers, and then you write traffic later. I love the idea of Facebook traffic because they the entry barrier. Um, you need to pay first, build something, engage with the user, give first before you can receive anything back, right? And that game will stop the spammer because for the SEO and publishing web, it's too easy to get to the game. Uh, yeah, that's the one thing that I like about the Facebook graphic. Fast forward to today, I have 3 fandom Facebook page. When I say a fandom, think about the DCU, Marvel, Star Wars, Harry Potter. The thing that people love a lot. And I have 3 Facebook page about that niche. The biggest one is 115,000 followers. The second one is 45,000 followers, and the tiny one is 23,000 followers. They are on driving traffic to one single website. Uh, the one that we have mentioned before, the one with uh, 300,000 section last month. I have 2 full-time uh, team member working on that, and with me who reviewing the topic and also checking the creative because creative is the most important thing. I cannot let it run along right now. And another good thing about the Facebook content is I'm not sure if anyone have mentioned. You can review the Facebook content for the newsletter content. They are the similar nature. Um, yeah, that the story. I think I can go to the Facebook strategy, the more concrete, if you want.
Yeah, I'd love to hear more about the strategy because, I mean, the idea of getting an account started by buying by buying followers, sorry, is something you can do inside of Facebook. But I'm curious what you did to engage those followers because ultimately it's all about driving clicks, right? Because it doesn't sound like you're in the Facebook bonus program. It sounds like you're monetizing your Facebook pages based on driving clicks to your website, and your website earns ad revenue. So tell us about the strategy once you have those followers to then get them engaging and get them clicking, because that is one of the tough things about Facebook.
Yeah, you are right. Um, the size of the Facebook page and the content that you will post on that page is the most important thing when it comes to Facebook traffic. I would say you will need to test a lot because every niche will be different. Even though in the same niche, every page will be a bit different, and you need to learn this yourself because you can before you can hand over that to your team. That's another hard thing, but we will get to it later. Um, so let's start with the content ideas. Um, the contents idea is one of the most important things. So how to come up with the idea that will guarantee the click, right? Um, for us, the type of the content creative that work well on Facebook, that's the kind of content that trigger the curiosity, the kind like untold story, hidden gem, Easter eggs, whatever that make you so curious. And for the topic, for the content ideas, right? First we are sourcing the content idea from other social platforms. For example, Reddit, YouTube, and even other Facebook competitor page. Any social platform that can allow you to sort or filter the content because it's important to see um which post on Reddit have the most upvote in the last 30 days. So it will be timely, right? And it will be the one that you know that will user will interact engage a lot. Um, it's similar for YouTube too. For YouTube, you can pick the time range like 30 days and sort by the one with the most view. You cannot sort for the engagement number, but the view is actually a big picture, a bigger picture. It will combine all the engagement signal that YouTube know about the user, and the more view it get, the more we can assume that that content is actually um having some viral potential.
When it comes to the competitor research, are you using any tools to help make this easier? You talked about going out to other Facebook pages, you talked about going to Reddit, you talked about YouTube, just to name a few. You're going to all these places to find what is trending, what is popular, what is successful right now. Then you're creating content on your Facebook page about that. Are there any tools that make it easier to do this research that you found?
Um, yeah, they are absolutely having some tool there. However, for our case, we do it manually for
Okay.
at least for our fandom page
Yeah.
because I have been in the fandom niche um around 2 years, and our Facebook competitor um did not like. not driving traffic to website like us. I think we are like one or two website to Facebook page that actually driving traffic to website. The other one, I believe they are in CM, the content monetization program. So maybe they don't really need to write traffic, but for us, really need to write traffic to website. So the tool like Stravio is helpful, but only for the no link creative. When I say creative, it's actually the Facebook post that we post, right? Because I want to make it clear that it's not nothing to do with the blog post or the article that we have on our website, right? And the Facebook post we call that them creative.
Mhm.
Um,
When it comes to what you're posting on Facebook, is all of it is every post going to one of your blog post contents, or are you doing other types of posts, memes and, different types of posts that don't always drive people off the platform? That's been something I've interviewed people about and they've talked about, like sometimes don't drive people off platform, sometimes included off platform. Just curious about some of the specifics about what you're posting.
um, yeah, that the most common mistake when the newcomer try Facebook because they many times they will just try to write traffic, right? So their post will come with a link either in the comment or even works, they put the link in the face, the link post directly on the Facebook. And Facebook clearly say that they don't like that.
Right.
Uh, even you put the link in the caption, it won't work. It work, but you have to know how to do that. My way is I like to call it the sandwiching approach. So before I posting a creative with a link, I will layer it with the a post without the link first. Either it is a meme or a quote or whatever kind of content that I know that will engage better than the one with the links.
Hmm.
I like to say that I will try to give first before I get anything from our read follower. I try to make them happy, make them laugh, make them engage before I post my link. And even with that link, they the thing called the slam post, the slam creative. Um, that the kind of thing that we, uh, that the kind of creative that you will priority prioritize the engagement over the graphic. Let's say you will that creative will create a huge the massive engagement, but the traffic is just like 1,000 click to your website, and that's
Yeah.
good enough. Um, yeah.
It's always frustrating when you have a post or something you share on Facebook do really really well, and then you look how many clicks you got, and you're like, oh man. But that's kind of the game, right? They do put it in front of so much traffic for you, and all of this for you is free. Once you get the follower base, you're posting, you're able to post on their platform, for free. So it's kind of the trade off, of course, but the trade off can really make sense if you drive enough engagement and traffic. I want to make sure we spend a little time on Pinterest. So we'll kind of, maybe if we can, bounce over to Pinterest and bounce over to the website that you are driving traffic from Pinterest. You've got this Facebook fandom. Let's see, I wrote down 3 pages, 150,000 followers, 45,000 followers, 23,000 followers. They're all driving to the same website, focused on the same thing. But then you've also got this startup that you did, this new project, which is, I believe you mentioned, in the home decor space, and you're using Pinterest. Talk to us about that project, when you got that off the ground, and then how you're growing that.
What I feel about the Pinterest is look a lot like the search engine, just like the Google before the Apple content update. It's so much like the keyword ribbon now. Doing the right keyword research is so important. Um, of course, you need to have the pin that is well designed too. Um, what I found working best on the Pinterest is that for us, the pin with the single image and the text overlay on it, say something like 10 or 20 front post ideas. They are the best in driving traffic to the website. And for the impression, the plain image pin work best for us. Even the AI. I see the AI working really well instead of the real image because um like 6 months ago we have a mini project to swap our AI image by the real image, and I have a feeling that the real image not so catchy enough to get the attention of the user. The AI image seem to be perform much better, and for the keyword research on Pinterest, I tend to simplify the process when working with it. I heavily rely on the Pinterest search suggestion when doing the keyword research. For example, I type a main keyword, just a short one, the one that I want to write about on the search bar of Pinterest. Then I see what edit next to it, uh, and decide if the suggestion making sense or not. If it's making sense, I add that tail, right, that long tail to the keyword,
Hmm.
and rinse and repeat until I see the number of suggestions is ranging from 5 to 10. That's the sweet spot for us because anything that more than 10 suggestions tend to be too competitive, but anything like less than 5 maybe too low in the volume. And I think I have the pretty much good result with that kind of keyword research. With around 200 article, we write about 100,000 section to our website monthly. So not a huge amount of article, but the volume is acceptable, I believe.
Yeah. You talked about with Pinterest how important it is to do the keyword research up front. You talked about the types of pin designs that are working well for you, the single image pin with text. How many, is this a bit of a volume game? Like, are you publishing a lot of pins every single day? Are you publishing a lot of content and then building pins for those? Or is this more of a small amount and you're publishing kind of more of a lower volume, excuse me, of pins and of content?
Um, Previously, um, like 5 months ago, I were quite conservative when working with the Pinterest. I make sure that each article is a really good one. Um, and then we pin a lot for them. Each article I create a bar for that article with the separate topic, and then we pin on the plain image into that bar a foundation. And 1 or 2 months we will pin like 2 to 5 pin to that bar uh continuously if it's evergreen. And if that's seasonal, we will just repair like in 4 or 5 months ahead. And
I want to ask
yeah, that
you.
pretty much.
Oh, sorry. I want to ask you about both websites of yours. We talked about the one driving Facebook traffic, the one driving Pinterest traffic. So we got these two websites, but your primary monetization method is the same for both. From what it sounds like, it's all display ads. Um, Talk about anything you've done or anything you've seen or anything you've learned that improves your earnings from these different display ad platforms. I'd love to learn if you've done any testing or if you've seen certain things help improve how much you earn from this traffic that you're getting from social.
Um, Currently I have 5 media website. Um, um, That including the tech troubleshooting website. It's not so active now, but our fandom website on the Mediavite too. The home decor website is on Easy. Previously it's on the Midjourney. But that's another story, and it's I think it's a fun story to tell. Um, that home decor website actually kicked by the journey for using too many AI image. Um, the fun thing is that I appeal and it will reactivated again to the app after like 20 days. Um, but in the meantime, I moved the site to Israel because I have a really nice Israel guy. He's my S manager now. He pretty much on board our website, handle everything, and he the main factor that we actually boost the RPM in on Easy from 20 plus to 50 plus,
Oh
and
wow.
it actually top at 80 plus. Um, right now it dropped back to like 30 plus something. But the boot is around 15 days, and yeah, that's the interesting story. I can share more about that too.
Please do. I mean, anytime you can go from a $20 ish RPM up to north of $80 RPM, I'm curious. I'm curious. Yeah, tell us the story.
Yeah, like the Easy RPM like 30 is not typical because I see a lot of people reporting on X that they got like 10 to 15. So I'm lucky to have 30. And the number went from to like 50 plus is mind blowing. So yeah, let me tell the story. Uh, I asked the S manager, his name is Varun, and he said that this is due to a recent premium partner approval. That partner name TEATS. That partner started bidding on our website, the home decor website, like 20 days ago. Um, and it put the RPM like from 20 plus to 50 plus. Even one day it go to like 80 plus, 82, I think. Um, they pay the really high RPM for the long form content. And think of the home decor website, right? We have like trend, this the kind of listicle format with 20 image. So the content is actually long form and it perfectly fit with the kind of advertising that this is serving. So I think that's why the IPM is really good. And I went to I actually did deeper to the rabbit hole, and I found that they are really big S company um that run video and premium brand S on the website. Easwig somehow had a partnership with them. So once that partner approved our website, the RPM went up like through the roof. And I think the Q4 it also contribute to the boost too. Um, what I would suggest is talking more to your ads manager if you are with Easy or any ads platform because they actually have some really good tricks. I believe in my case, Varun, the guy, the Easy guy, he actually like submit our website to get approved by this because I never know about the premium partner. How do I know that? Right? I just a normal publisher just like you. But the guy, if he really like the manager, if he really know what he is doing, he can have a loss. and they no way it gonna hurt us, right? Just talk to him, make friend with them, and yeah, it will be useful someday.
Wow. Okay. So what happened is that you got inside of a premium ad partnership of sorts. And what that did is it unlocked the ability for you to kind of go directly to a brand. And that's what raised your RPMs. The brand started advertising specifically on your website. They liked your long form content and your RPM shot up and went through the roof. That's really interesting. I think that's fantastic. Did that campaign come to an end? Did the brand stop spending money? Because you talked about how the RPMs have dropped back down. Is that something that's perhaps can be done ongoing with a bunch of different brands? I'm just curious to see what the future looks like for that because that's a massive difference in how much you're getting paid.
Yeah, the difference is like day and night, right? Because with the double RPM, it's just like the double of traffic with the same RPM, right? So instead of double the traffic, you just double the RPM. And yeah, to be honest, I don't know. I wish I have more partner, right? More like premium partner like that. The good thing about that is I don't have to pay for extra fee to get that premium partner. Easily handle that on for me. And I heard that they gonna terminate the premium with the fee program. Uh yeah, I see a lot of people reporting that. So the premium program now from Easy is like invited, I believe, just like
Hmm.
the one with the media buy, the premium. When you get big enough, maybe they will invite you. Uh, about your question, right? You ask if it will
No, that
keep going or
yeah.
not. I need to ask my Israel guy because today he sent me an email saying that he will adjust something on my website. Yeah, that manager just do all the work for me and just let me know that what he have changed and ask me don't touch that don't turn it on or don't turn it off, something like that. And I have a high hope that the RPM will be back, maybe not 50 but like 40 or like 30 plus is a really good RPM with eSwift, right? uh, I used to get like 20 something with journey, even though I can get the higher with the media by standard. But I'm pretty happy with the eSwift RPM right now, to be honest.
And it's worth mentioning, we're recording this at the end of Q3. And so, historically speaking, RPMs will go up in Q4 across all platforms. Your ad dollars, companies are spending a lot more money on advertisements, which causes same number of ads, more competition, so the RPMs go up. And so, yeah, there's a lot of reason to believe your RPMs will continue to go up at least through the end of the year, and then you kind of reset and see what changes for the following year. Well, thanks for sharing all that. That's really interesting. I think a lot of people who are listening now can take something from that, certainly to reach out, have ask those questions, and maybe try to work a little harder to find those partnerships, especially if they know it's not just incremental bumps necessarily. You experience doubling, tripling, quadrupling of RPMs as a result of it. So it can be really big changes. Hey, you mentioned something a while back, and I wanted to circle back on it now that we've gotten through some of the Facebook and the Pinterest stuff. You talked about how now where you're at right now with your sites and with your revenue, you're more diversified and you feel like you have a much stronger platform to build on. Maybe could you expand on that a bit? Because I think a lot of people are feeling post HCU like they're on shakier ground and perhaps they're not feeling the same thing. I'd love to hear you expand on why you think that and basically where you are going in the future here with what you're doing.
Um, yeah, that is not easy question, to be honest. Um, and I'm not going to lie because there is still the huge risk with the relying on the platform. Previously, it's Google, right? Right now, it's Facebook and Pinterest. Um, at the end, the Facebook algorithm decide a lot to show what to show and what to hide from. my experience with working with Facebook. For example, recently they changed the way they show the comment with the relevant filter. The relevant filter is the default filter when you open the comment on the in a Facebook post. And long story short, the first comment might not be our comment with the
Mm,
links.
right. So your
Yeah,
link will get
I
pushed down because it's not deemed as relevant or something by Facebook. Got it.
yeah. Even the term relevant is very vague,
Yeah.
and they nothing guarantee that our comment will be the very first one. And if they just mix thing up a bit, then the traffic will be hurt. And that actually happened in the Q4. People on X have a theory that Facebook might not want to send the user out of this platform, so that's why they some small change. But I don't think that's small because it actually hurt the traffic. Even though if I was trying to move the link to the caption because I used to put the link in the caption and uh it did reduce the reach, the traffic. It fluctuate a bit, not that huge drop, but in the long run, we need to find a way to adjust accordingly. So the algorithm and the relying on the platform is the real thing, even with the Facebook or Pinterest. This actually remind me about the Scott DeLong because I follow him quite closely back then in like 1 year ago. I actually having a consultant section, not consultant section, but like consultant email exchange with him. And he really want to promote about the newsletter. That one is uh, safer than the other platform as Facebook because I believe Scott know enough, like more than enough about the platform like Facebook because he used to have some really viral websites selling for millions and on those things. So I believe him. Newsletter should be the next thing that I should achieve. Uh, yeah. And by the way, because we talk about the newsletter, uh, I failed at newsletter like 2 times, just like Facebook, right? Um, Recently, the fail at the newsletter is due to the cost of the follower. I run the Facebook ads to collect the follower, and it's cost me about 50 cents per follower. Uh, so to get a list of like 100,000 follower, subscriber, I need to spend around $50,000. And to be honest, a few months ago, I was not so ready to spend that amount even now. So either I have to lower the price up, uh, like per follower, or I have to find other way to gain the subscriber instead of using on the relying on the Facebook ads.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear you talk about it. I think that does touch on what a lot of people probably feel like, even having success in one area, but knowing that you want to continually be pushing to diversify even more and to become less platform dependent. Obviously, Facebook is doing great. It is in a resurgence right now. Facebook was great for publishers 15 years ago, 10 years ago, and then it went through this doldrums. And then all of a sudden, it kind of changed the way that it interacted with content, and it's doing great now. But you're right; like there's no guarantees, obviously. You've mentioned it a couple times. You just talked about the newsletter. You're like, hey, I've failed in the newsletter a couple times now, and here's where I'm going to be going next. Here's what I'm going to be trying. You said you failed on Facebook 3 times. Um, you don't have to get in all the stories, but like sum up, like what were some of the big high level failures about Facebook? And I'm just thinking about that listener right now who feels like they're failing on Facebook, and you might be able to save them some time by helping them out. What are some of the big things that stand out that you were doing wrong on Facebook that you finally did figure out?
Okay, for my first two fail experience. Um, I review the content from Google instead of writing the new topics. Just that simple. Because we have a really huge list of the Google content, right? The keyword driven content.
Mhm.
And we try to use that for Facebook. Um, yeah, that's the big mistake. Um, Facebook content didn't work that way. My second mistake is I put the link directly on Facebook and expect the traffic. We all know that Facebook will kill that post in no time. There is no future for the link post on Facebook. Uh, of course, that's not 100%, right? Like 99% it will be dead. But there's still 1% that it will still alive. But if you have to know how to do that,
Yeah.
just check from really huge Facebook page, and they actually put the Facebook link, but they know the trick to make that work. So for us as small publisher, try not to put the link post in the beginning. My third mistake is I'm not doing my homework. Back then, I never know about I have to do the homework. What is the homework? The homework is to research what is working on the other page, on the competitor, or on the other social platform about your niche. You need to check a lot. You need to learn a lot. Um, because you have to test a lot, right? Check YouTube, check Reddit, Facebook competitor page, and even Quora. Any platform that allow you to sort or filter the content. Because people are testing on that platform for you. Don't waste that. Don't test it yourself. Review, not review, but like translate that content ideas from other platform to Facebook platform. Add your angle, add the unique value, uh, make it like unique. But the topic like can be mimic, right? Can be borrow, right? Uh, and that the way we are doing right now for our team. We mimic a lot of content idea from Reddit. Reddit is the huge gold mine in this case. Like after SCU, I hate Reddit a lot because they are taking on the ranking position, right? But right now, I really love it. Uh,
Yeah.
just turn the
Reddit's
enemy
everywhere.
into your friend, right? Um, and I would advise taking some good Facebook course. Yeah, I think it's
Well, it's a great
long,
recap. It's a great recap it's a great recap of the things on Facebook that you feel like were mistakes. And I've heard that before. Each of those things you kind of said very succinctly, reusing content from Google. A lot of people who had their website hit by the helpful content update and then wanted to turn to Facebook traffic, Pinterest traffic, etc. Pinterest does act a little bit more in terms of their evergreen content like a Google, but Facebook is, to your point, very different. It's a viral social network. And if you take your content directly that used to rank well on Google and try to put it on Facebook, you're probably going to hit some hurdles. Second thing you said was not putting the link directly in the post. That's an age old paradigm that gets created when people do that. And then the third thing you said was hard work in research. And I think you went through really well talking about the different places to do the research: the Reddit, YouTube, other Facebook competitors, even Quora. So yeah, I'm glad you went through all that. If you're struggling with getting traffic out of Facebook, those are three really good things to pay attention to and look at. Well, Van, we're up against time here. I want to give you a chance. Where can people follow along with what you're doing? I followed you on X to see your journey. That's where we originally got connected. So let's make sure we get that shared. But any other places where people can follow along and connect with you?
Just go to X. I'm really active these days on X. I'm sharing a lot of my number. I actually taking the huge screenshot about Isoid and media via earning. People can see a lot of things. Uh, except the URL, right? It's just the convention, no way to not showing the URL. But if someday I share the URL, you won't be surprised. So come to X. Uh,
Well, good. We'll get the link for your X account in the show notes. people can go over and connect with you. You do share quite a bit. So if people are struggling, interested in engaging, interested in more community as they go on this journey, it's a great place to do it. Van, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Appreciate you sharing your story. Congrats on the success. Always love hearing a good HCU recovery story. So appreciate you coming on board. Until we talk again next time, thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. It's nice to meet you. And yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. It's a dream come true, to be honest. I listen a lot to your podcast, and my wife actually asked me, who is this guy? Why he keep talking? Um, and I have to say that, yeah, this is a lot of helpful information there, and I cannot stop listening. So thank you
Well,
for having me.
thank you, and apologies to your wife. I wouldn't want to have to hear me talk the whole time either, but at least there was some fruit from it. So good to hear. Hey Van, thanks again. We'll talk again soon. Bye bye.
See you. Bye.
Hey everyone, Spencer here, founder of Niche Pursuits. Are you adding a new internal link pointing to each article you publish? You should be. Ever find it time consuming and a bit overwhelming? Remembering what content you publish and deciding which anchor text to use can be a real headache. What if there was a better way? Well, that's exactly why I created Link Whisper. Simply click Add Inbound Internal Links, and Link Whisper will scan your site in seconds and suggest the most relevant links with appropriate anchor text for your new article. Now simply check the box next to the internal links you want to add, and Link Whisper will add these links for you. No need to go into each article, edit, and add the link. It's already done. No more manual internal link building or guesswork. Just efficient, accurate linking that saves you time and improves your SEO. Transform your content strategy with Link Whisper. Start linking smarter, not harder. Use the coupon code PODCAST for $15 off. Head over to linkwhisper.com and use coupon code PODCAST to get $15 off.